Okay, so he's got two options here. What's the small talk? Your first order of business will be to reunite with Alphino and Alize. In so doing, the predicament here in Norvrant should become abundantly clear. As for communications with the source, Feaul will gladly serve as your messenger. If needs be, however, you yourself should be capable of making the journey between worlds. The device there will serve as a portal. Simply touching a hand to its surface will transport you to the location of the beacon I left at the base of the tower. In theory, at least. Yeah, like, what is up with that beacon? Because did he... If he left it in our present day, why? If he left it in the future, how did it get to our present day? I don't know if that's ever explained. So, the first time around, I'm pretty sure I went with Alize. I think I Alize first, because I think I read through both of the little quest dealy doos, you know, the like as you accept it or whatever, and I think hers said something about like she was really looking forward to seeing us or something like that. So I was like, oh, she wants to see us more, so I'll go see her. But then I think I remember after doing both, I felt like it would have been better to go with Alphino first. And the only reason I can think of now, because that's like a residual feeling I have from then, but when I actually think on it now, the only reason I can think of that maybe is just the timing of, because I think after you finish the two of them is when you do Holminster Switch. And it just felt more appropriate to go directly from Amarang to that. So this time around, I'm going to do Alphino first. And I was thinking this may be the first, because as I was going through the story, I noted how there would be sometimes where you're given multiple main story quests at the same time, but it only lets you do one at a time. And I feel like that wasn't the case originally. I could be wrong, but it felt like it wasn't the case when I originally did those. But in this case, I'm pretty sure it did actually, like once you chose one, you couldn't do the other until you finished the previous one. Anyway, that was just a thought I had. So anyway, in search of Alphino. In search of Alphino. The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alphino. You will visit Alphino in Calusia then. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction. Present it to Genmai, the master of beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Yeah, and then cut off. I'm going to look forward to seeing the reintroductions with the characters again. Although I remember being disappointed because I think the summary text of the quest or whatever for Alize was all about how she was so excited to see us again or something. And then when you actually see her, she's like, oh, hey, what's up? I was like, what? So yeah, the Amaro launch, I think is where this is. Oh no, it's at the Rookery, where it actually says... Eventually, I think it leads to the Amaro launch. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my Rookery? Letter of introduction. A letter of introduction addressed to Zem Genmai and signed by the Crystal Exarch. So Zem Genmai. That's how I'm going to pronounce it from now on. If I even remember the next time I run into him. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to Calusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. What will you say? An Amaro, you say? Not a Chocobo, then? Again, I'm going to go about it like I'm well aware that I'm on a world that, does not know of the source. Do they even have Chocobo here at all? I don't think so. I think Amaro is just the Chocobos of this world. That's right. Mounts like my gray friend over there are a common sight in these parts. But I gather you hail from further afield. More accustomed to Chocobos, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little else. Yeah, I'm wondering where that would be here. Seeing as you are plainly accustomed to riding... unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zun worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior teamers will attend to you while I ready the mounts. What place would have Chocobos? Maybe Raktika? Maybe Almarine? I don't know. Certainly not Ilmeg. Because that's... maybe not where the Amaro are from, but where they end up once they become, like, sentient or whatever you want to call it. You want to fly an Amaro to Calusia? Well, I suppose if Master Genmai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Calusia. Speak with the aspiring Amaro trainer to fly to the island. You can also use your Aether Compass to... yeah, I don't have to worry about those, thankfully. Yeah, compass.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Calusia. You should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater's attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Yulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Yulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remain of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Yulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. So it's interesting. It's interesting to think that Yulmore would even think they would exert power when... I mean, at least the people just stay holed up there. I don't think the people ever leave. Certainly Vothri doesn't move anywhere. I mean, he may command, military to move about. I don't know, but, well, yeah, I mean, up until this point, I don't know. Certainly after we get involved, he sends his military out. But... A still tide. Whatever Genmai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ivor. Ivor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Calusia and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amaro until you are ready to return. Again, it really is, like, the sky is so beautiful. And it's been so long since I've seen it like this. It's kind of a shame to have it go. Particularly, one of the things I loved about at least, the early stages of Shadowbringers was the fact that it's daytime all the time. And I'm not constantly put into cutscenes where it's dark and I can, hardly see anything. But certainly just, the sky is beautiful. The particular color of it all is gorgeous. Oh, here he is. What you after? Fish? Crab? Think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere, if you've a taste for him. Lake thyme. A fragrant herb commonly found growing along the floodplains of the source. Which, of course, would not make any sense to you unless you understood that the lake in Lakeland is called the source. Which is what I was expecting Lena to comment on, and why I picked that option, but... Oh, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphino, huh? I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Yulmore's richer than all of Norvrent put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. Most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. That's just a weird sentence to me, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. I guess he's saying he'll get a message to him. Make for Stilltide. That's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there, and I'll see that Alphino joins you. Yes, dear. Buy a drink or out you go. The seats are for paying customers. All right, all right. This your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? What will you order? If I remember, like, the ale or mead or whatever here isn't that great. It's been a while since it's really been worked on. Don't know that the water would really be any good either. A fine choice. And what'll you be paying with? Well now, those are exotic. Where did you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity, and I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can lace about here as long as you like. But I wanted to talk to Alphino. I guess I'm gonna have to... Oh, okay, there we go. Miss this battle music. And as quickly as it starts, it goes away. There we go. I see you. I can't imagine what it would be like to fight, you know, a swarm of any kind of insect with like a, you know, a sword or something. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Kick the door. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing? Or he's asleep. You hear a faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. So what's up with this dude? Probably gave up whatever he was doing there to go to, not Yulemore, but, I mean, the hopes of Yulemore, but, whatever they call that shanty town in front of it. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone? Huh. Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town. Okay, that's what it's called. Outside Yulemore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
You don't even see me? Come on, man.
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
Me? I was more worried about you. We thought we had lost you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Not much more before. You in a fight with Elitazinos. That was about it.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail.
As he is wont to do.
But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Yes, sir.
And so we take to the road once more.
Yeah, getting into Yulmore is a fun little sequence. Thank you for watching this video. Tonight we started Shadowbringers and managed to finish up. We started Alphinaud's, started and finished Alphinaud's little story part there in Calusia. So that means tomorrow we'll be hitting up Alizé. I just enjoy it. It's Shadowbringers. What can I say? I enjoy it. Having so much fun with it. If you've been enjoying these videos as well, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join me live, you can find the link to my Twitch in the description down below. By the time this is released, probably will not be in Final Fantasy anymore. I'm thinking about hitting up WoW to kind of see what all the hubbub is about, but it's still about a month away. That's kind of, the difference between what I'm doing right now and what you're seeing. So if you want to actually be current on what I'm doing, again, please come join me live. Thank you again for watching, and have a good one.